June 5th, 2022. Halfcast 307, episode 307. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? A California couple died because man mistook woman for his ex, prosecutors say. How do you mistake someone for your ex? And maybe it's this lack of attention to detail why your ex is your ex in the first place. A California man accused of killing a couple after mistaking the woman for his ex girlfriend will spend the rest of his life in prison, Orange County prosecutors reported. There is a certain liberation in being able to accept that what's done is done. When it's over, but not for this guy, because he's not going to be liberated ever again. A judge on Friday, June 3rd, sentenced James Rayon Buggs, 47, of Huntington Beach, to 2 consecutive life terms without parole, plus 54 years to life in prison in the 2019 slayings. And Orange County District Attorney's Office news release said a jury deliberated for just hours before convicting Buggs last month. According to the release, he was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder, among other charges. Buggs killed Darren Parch, 38, and Wendy Sue Miller, 48, inside Parch's Newport Beach condominium. Prosecutors said he had twice warned Parch to stay away from his former girlfriend, whom Parch said he did not know, prosecutors said. So not once, twice did this man let you know that there's a strong possibility that you could be mistaken, that you're absolutely mistaken. Read the room. Miller, whose hair resembled that of Buggs' ex-girlfriend, had met Parch just hours before both were slain on April 20th, 2019. Prosecutors said she had no other connections to anyone involved. Darren and Wendy were killed for absolutely no reason, District Attorney Todd Spitzer said in a statement. The monster who shot them in the head did not care about their lives or the lives that were shattered into a million pieces the second he pulled the trigger. Defense attorneys argued that Buggs, who worked as a personal trainer, killed the two in a fit of passion. That's a horrible defense, because outside of a similar hairdo, which could be worn by hundreds of women if it's popular enough, he had no idea if this was even the right people. I'm sorry this happened. Bullshit, Buggs said before he was sentenced. The Orange County Register reported, I apologize. I stand accountable for what I did. You will, whether you are sorry or not. I sinned and I ask you forgiveness. Typical cookie cutter apology that the defense probably filled in and told them to read to everyone. Police captured Buggs hours after the slayings when he tried to break into an Irvine apartment he wrongfully thought belonged to a chiropractor he suspected of having a relationship with his ex-girlfriend, prosecutor said. He's just wrong all the way across the board. Who do you think this woman is that you think every man you see now that he's sleeping with her? Which would be her business because you're not together anymore. Rightfully so. He will die in prison. Spitzer said, according to the release, a judge ruled hours before the sentencing hearing that Spitzer had violated California's racial justice laws for his comments during the discussion on whether to seek the death penalty against Buggs. The Orange County Register reported Spitzer has denied the allegations. I am not a relationship guru. That is not my wheelhouse. All I can say is if you can fix it, fix the relationship. If you can't, be prepared to move on. Just don't let this be your story. Popeye's chicken manager arrested for allegedly slapping teen employee in the face. That's the type of job you're going to jail for, where they address you as chicken manager? Your loyalties are sadly misplaced after allegedly getting into a physical altercation with a 17-year-old employee. And if you've seen the video, you know it's a young girl, a former employee, it's a young black girl, a former Popeye's chicken manager was arrested and charged. Marquez Smith, 20, was charged with battery and first degree cruelty to children after allegedly slapping the underage female employee. If he could have just took a second to look past that also prestigious title of chicken manager, he would have realized that the second he put his hands on that young girl, Popeyes already were looking for ways to let the world know that they do not condone his behavior. They will not send you no bail money, no legal representation. They're cutting all ties and looking to publicly let the world know that they do not condone your actions at all. So, what was he looking to achieve by losing his personal temper in a professional setting? Footage from the incident shows Smith approaching the teenager while she was on her cell phone behind the counter. It remains unclear why Smith and the unnamed girl started to argue. When the argument reached its peak, Smith was seen assaulting the teenager with an open handed slap, knocking her phone out of her hand. Before things escalated, another employee rushed in and separated the two. He looks like the type that has not commanded one iota of respect a day in his life, and taking up the mantle of chicken manager was his way of trying to turn it all around. In light of the matter at hand, a statement has been issued by the teenage victim's legal team. Cha-ching. The law firm of G and Lee Law confirmed that they are still investigating the incident. However, the young victim should have never faced such abuse and cruelty. Absolutely. We are still investigating the events of May. It's management. It's always management who are think they're bigger than what they really are. May 30th. Yeah, I'm biased. May 30th, 2022. The statement read, however, it is completely unacceptable for any employee to be subjected to the physical and verbal abuse captured on video, let alone a teenager. A teenage employee should never have to face the cruel and abusive behavior witnessed in that video. Popeyes has since fired Smith and released a statement addressing the incident via Twitter. I told you they were going to cut ties with his ass immediately, no questions asked. So, who was he really fighting for? We are absolutely horrified, like the rest of the public. The statement read, the employee responsible for the assault was immediately terminated by the franchisee. We are working with local authorities and the franchisee to ensure the impacted team member has the support she needs to fully recover. Snatched his chicken stripes. California man charged with groping women on red eye to Boston. So the flight time from LA to Boston is a little bit over 5 hours, but the actual time in the air is about 5 hours, 4 hours, 58 minutes, something like that. You mean to tell me, as a grown ass man, you know I'm gonna say it, as a grown ass man, you can't keep your hands in your lap. You have a couple drinks, you watch a movie, you take a nap, you're in Boston. Jesus Christ. A California man has been charged with allegedly groping two women on a red eye flight from Los Angeles to Boston on Tuesday. One female passenger reported that Jaraj Singh Dillon, 42, of Modesto, California, who was sitting next to her, touched her thigh and groin while she was taking care of her baby. She called for help and said, this man just groped me. So, with that one right there, they should have pulled him to the back and tased him till he pooped his pants. A second female passenger who was sitting across the aisle from Dylan said he grabbed her groin and buttocks when she stood up in the aisle. What the hell is this guy's problem? The flight crew then moved Dylan to another part of the plane. My suggestion is put honey covered mittens filled with fire ants on these people's hands. If you do this on something as small as a 4 or 5 hour flight, then you do this in real life every day. You somewhere in your mind, you think this is okay as an everyday practice. When the plane landed in Boston, he was escorted off the plane by police and arrested. Dylan said he was sleeping at the time, claiming that he took an Ambien to help him sleep and any physical contact was accidental. Once maybe not twice. Stop it. Dylan faces 2 counts of abusive sexual contact. He has been held without bail and has another hearing Thursday to see if he will be released before trial. If convicted, he could face 3 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. For the humanitarians out there that think the taser might be a little bit extreme, why not just take a huge wooden spoon and whack them on both hands 2 times apiece? Woman discovers $36,000 hidden in sofa she found on Craigslist and gets reward after returning cash. There are truly some good people out there because that call to me would have been a little bit different. What sofa? What money? A California woman ended up getting more than she bargained for in her Craigslist haul after moving into a new home. Vicky Umoto decided to do some furniture shopping online, according to KABC TV. Then she came across a listing that seemed too good to be true, a set of 2 sofas and a matching chair that wouldn't cost her a dime. After calling the seller to make sure the free listing wasn't just a gimmick, Umoto learned that the furniture belonged to one of their loved ones who had recently died, the outlet reported. Once the furniture was inside the home, Umoto noticed that there was something tucked inside one of the sofa cushions. This is Craigslist. It could have been a murder weapon. Initially, she told KABC TV that she thought it was a heat pad. Bless her heart. However, it was actually a number of envelopes filled with $36,000 in cash, an amount the sellers confirmed with the television station. Without hesitation, Umoto contacted the family she got the furniture from to return the cash, and much to her surprise, the family agreed to give her $2,200. I was not expecting a dime, she told the outlet, noting that her share will go towards a new refrigerator. What would really be wrong with telling them you only found $18,000 as opposed to telling them that you found nothing at all? I'm kidding. Or am I? As for the decision to return what she found, Umoto told the news station, God has been kind to me and my children. They're all alive and well. I have 3 beautiful grandchildren. So what can I ever ask from God? Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.